Even people who don't drink do at this time of the year, and there's a lot of delirium about this. I mean, personally, I'm not a drinker, but it doesn't annoy me unless people go somewhere over the top. I mean, we were a do on Friday night, and everybody was, you know, they had their drink, but everybody was well behaved. There was no disgracefulness that I saw.
There was no fights
like that. So whether you're having,
no big gossip to tell you about.
Yeah, even if you're just having a cheeky wee Baileys before bed, do you have a problem? If you have a drinking problem, it mightn't be all that it's cracked up to be.
The charity Drink Aware says more than half of Britons think the country has an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, but only 1 in 10 drinkers apparently think they have a problem.
Well, we're going to look more into this, and we want to hear your stories this morning. Our East Midlands reporter Will Hollis has been investigating.
Alcohol took everything from Lee. His job, his family, and eventually his home.
So we're outside Tesco, and this is the spot I used to sit and beg.
He spent 9 months living on the streets of Nottingham. In the day, he'd drink 9 cans of strong lager.
I didn't want to live. I didn't want to be here. I felt the lowest of the low. I felt like, why don't my life just end? Why don't it just stop? Why don't the pain just stop?
More than 500,000 Brits are addicted to alcohol, but millions more drink in a harmful way. At Christmas, booze is everywhere.
The average Brit drinks about 18 units of alcohol in a week, but at Christmas time, that jumps massively to at least 14 units on Christmas Day alone.
A unit of alcohol can be half a pint of beer, a small glass of wine, or a single measure of spirit. Drink Aware found that half of Brits think the UK has an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, and that 2/3 overindulge at Christmas.
I tend to drink maybe a little bit more at Christmas.
I think most people basically drink to excess.
Tend to have a little bit of a Baileys at Christmas. I think it's quite of a festive thing.
The Nottingham Recovery Network helps anyone struggling with drink or drugs. The charity framework runs the service with council funding.
How is the new programme going?
Hollis is the Director for Health and Social Care.
Alcohol problems and drug problems don't happen on their own. They're usually a symptom of other things going on. So that might be debt, mental health, relationship, housing. We've brought services together to be able to meet the whole of that need.
He says there's a spike in people with drinking problems around Christmas.
People struggle with their drinking, they struggle with their relationships, they struggle with their mental health far more than they would at any other time of the year.
We get to live again.
Asking for help is how many people start to fix a drinking problem. When Lee asked, the network got him off the streets and into recovery. He's been sober for 3 years now and supports others recovering too.
I'm no longer just existing, I'm actually living life.
Alcohol is a part of Christmas, and that won't change. It becomes a problem when it takes over the celebration. Will Hollis, GB News in Nottingham.
Thanks, Jonathan. Now, here's my point about this. Alcohol, people's lives are stressed, they're bothersome, there's awful things happen in people's lives are dull. People go to alcohol as an escape. I think people think it's a Friday night or whatever, I'm with a few friends, why not? It's Christmas, why not? We're nice company, why not? You know, you and I out on Friday night, we were in nice company, thought it was quite good. You would have a drink even if you don't normally have a drink, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I had a bit of champagne, and I actually never drink champagne because I get really bad headaches with it. But I had an incident a few weeks ago where I got in touch with somebody who I hadn't seen for quite a while to have a chin wag, and said, "Are you around tomorrow?" And the reply I got was they weren't available, partly because they're not drinking at the moment. And I thought, hang on a minute. So us catching up is partly dependent on whether you're drinking alcohol. I just found it a weird response to me.
Yeah, it's not a comfortable response, is it really, that they can only really socialise or be a person or be worthy if they're downing alcohol.